So I came across this video that I found super interesting. It's not super long, right? But it goes to show how much propaganda is actually out there. Like, it is absolutely wild. This guy just goes down the list debunking like a bunch of propaganda that the left has attempted to run with. And, this is what we're up against on a daily basis. And obviously, there are days and times where I come on here and I start debunking things, but it's so much stuff out there. I can't debunk everything, right? Or at least if I did, it'd have to be like a little short debunking and move on to the next one, because it is just a non-stop assault on the American population with just propaganda from the Democrat Party. That's all it is. And of course, they're doing it for power and control, trying to play on people's emotions, but we know that. So anyway, I want to jump into this clip and check it out with you all a little bit, because this is some crazy stuff, man. Brace yourself. Let's jump into it.
Now listen, I'm about to waterboard you with this. If you do not believe you're in the middle of a propaganda war, I love you, and you can be as mad at me as you want. You're wrong. Okay? So listen, I'm going to rapid fire these. Here we go. Right here, number one. No, this is not a picture of an 8-year-old girl who died in ICE custody under the Trump administration's heartless dictatorship. It happened in 2023, as reported by the New York Times under the Biden administration. But now it's getting millions of views.
Hold on, I want to go back to that. Danae Reyes Alvarez died in government custody. She had sickle cell and a congenital heart disease, but couldn't access timely and adequate medical care. Senate Judiciary Democrats. That's who posted this. The Senate Judiciary Democrats. And then Shannon Watts posted abolish ICE. Goodness gracious.
An 8-year-old girl who died in ICE custody under the Trump administration's heartless dictatorship. It happened in 2023, as reported by the New York Times under the Biden administration. But now it's getting millions of views and being labeled as happening now. Number two, no, this is not a photo of a 5-year-old put in a cage because of the current administration calls people illegal. Nope. Snopes reports after millions of views, it was discovered that was a photo taken at a protest staged in front of Dallas City Hall. The parents brought the kid to the protest. He was in the cage for about 30 seconds, and he cried because he couldn't figure out how to get out. Number three, no, this is not a video of ICE agents, quote-unquote, drive-by macing people for no reason. That went mega viral.
Hold on. I've been sent video from the end of the ICE raids at the Zips on 32nd and Shia. It shows protesters on the sidewalk impeding no one, getting drive-by maced by an ICE agent from a truck as it rolls down the road. Hard to see how such tactics are justified. That's what this person posted.
Viral. I watched the entire video myself. They were throwing things at law enforcement vehicles, and the guy maced the guy that was throwing things at law enforcement vehicles. Number four, no, this is not a picture of a woman whose hand was shot off by ICE agents firing rounds at mourners.
Oh yeah, I remember this. I think she picked up like a flashbang and it went off in her hand. Actually, no, I think this is a guy. Actually, hold on.
As was claimed, and it got millions of views. Nope, she was rioting and obstructing law enforcement, and as you can see right here, she picked up a flashbang before it detonated and injured her own hand, blew part of it off.
Yeah, okay, so that's what it was. I could have swore I saw a video clip that said that this might have been a guy. But anyway, either way, this person picked up a flashbang, thought it would be a great idea, and it went off in their hand. And then this person posted, ICE fired less than lethal rounds at an Alex Priddy memorial and severely injured an American Indian woman's hand. Let that sink in. They used impact munitions on people mourning the man they killed. This is state violence. What? They let out a flashbang and this chick picked it up. Like, you don't pick that stuff up. What? Goodness gracious, man. Goodness gracious. You see what I mean by how much propaganda we're actually being fed? Yeah. Crazy work.
As was claimed, and it got millions of views. Nope, she was rioting and obstructing law enforcement, and as you can see right here, she picked up a flashbang before it detonated and injured her own hand, blew part of it off. Next one. No, this is not a picture of a 5-year-old boy arrested by ICE. As reported, the boy's father abandoned him while he was fleeing arrest. That is a picture of ICE agents following protocol and not leaving a 5-year-old alone in freezing weather out on the street.
Yeah, that was actually recently, like over the past couple of weeks or so. This is a news article. ICE detains 5-year-old Minnesota boy as he came home. What? So even like, of course, we know the news is lying. You know, they lie all the time. But yeah, this is a news article.
As reported, the boy's father abandoned him while he was fleeing arrest. That is a picture of ICE agents following protocol and not leaving a 5-year-old alone in freezing weather out on the street.
And of course, it's a situation of you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If ICE just left the kid out there, if ICE just left the kid alone, right, didn't bother him, and then they got his dad and ICE left, and everybody's like, oh, ICE left a 5-year-old kid outside in the cold by himself. But then since they held him to keep him safe, it's a problem if they do that too. Goodness gracious. You can't make this stuff up, man.
Next one. No, this is not a picture of a baby that was tear gassed by ICE while his parents were on their way to a basketball game.
A baby was hospitalized after being tear gassed by ICE. The family was not illegal and not even protesting, just driving home from their son's basketball game. This can't be reformed. Time to abolish ICE. This is... You guys probably recognize this name. Sri Thanadar. Congressman Sri Thanadar. Yeah, the guy from... I believe he's from Detroit area. Congressman. You know, the guy that killed all the Beagles. Allegedly, of course. Allegedly.
Go to that next picture. You can literally see in video that was uncovered later. His parents lied. They're on video at a violent protest, and they left their baby alone in a car for 45 minutes at a riot that they helped cause, and they forced tear gas to be deployed. Next one. This is not a picture of an innocent restaurant worker being arrested by heartless ICE agents. As you can see right here, it is a picture of an illegal child rapist who fled into a restaurant to avoid arrest and seems to have a knife in his hand if you look closely. Next one. This is not a picture of ICE ripping a disabled woman from her car while she was screaming that she was trying to get to the doctor, as was claimed and seen by millions of people. I watched the entire video. She was intentionally obstructing ICE officers by blocking a road. She was asked by 4 different ICE officers to move. She did not comply, and so they were forced to remove her from her vehicle. Next one. This is not a picture of a mother whose son was gunned down for no reason by quote-unquote racist ICE officers. Nope. Actually, it was discovered this kid was firing an AR-style rifle into the air in the middle of an apartment complex. He was asked to stop by law enforcement who self-identified as law enforcement, and not only did he not comply, he is reported as turning his firearm on the ICE agent and firing a shot in the agent's direction. In fact, the kid's dad admitted in a video interview that I watched that his son was doing something illegal with a gun, and he knew that it was illegal.
Jeez. And of course, ICE are the bad guys, right? ICE are the bad guys. This guy's just firing off rounds and ended up allegedly sending one in an ICE agent's direction. But because ICE reacted to it, you know, they protected themselves. ICE is all of a sudden the bad folks. Man, we got to, here's the other thing too. We got to start telling people the truth. Y'all ever saw, you know, where an individual unfortunately passed away for whatever reason, and the individual's parents are like, it was such a good kid, it was such a great, you know, and deep down, you know that person was a demon. That person was a terror to the community. You know, whenever you saw that person, you knew trouble was following. Right? We got to start telling people the truth. Like, bro, no, your son was not a saint. Your son was not an angel. Your son was not nice. He was actually the complete opposite. That mother lover was a demon. Okay? He allegedly pine boxed two other people, you know, a couple years back. Whenever he came around, everybody left because, you know, it was some trouble. Your son was not a nice guy. But of course, you know, people... yeah, your son was so amazing. Like, bro, no, he was not. We got to start telling people the truth. I know it's a tragic situation when anybody loses their life, but yeah, we got to stop that because it's creating stuff like what you just saw there. The man allegedly shot in ICE's direction, but he's the saint and ICE is the devil somehow, some kind of way. I don't know. Tell people the truth, man. Tell them the truth.
Next one. No, that is not an innocent man. This right here. There was not an innocent man that was shot for no reason by ICE agents in Arizona. Next one. Actually, even the Associated Press reports the guy was firing rounds at law enforcement helicopters and law enforcement individuals, and they returned defensive fire.
Jeez.
Next one. No, this is not a picture of a federal agent, quote unquote, terrorizing an innocent observer by pointing a gun at his face. Nope. If you go watch the video, I took these screenshots. The guy was obstructing law enforcement on purpose. He initiated contact with the law enforcement agent and pulled the gun, tried to pull it out of his hands. Then the muzzle of what appears to be a gun briefly flashes in front of his face because he pulled it out of the agent's hands, and it was pepper spray. It was not a rifle. Next one. No, this is not a New Yorker article about a quote-unquote innocent Jamaican U.S. citizen who was shackled and deported for no reason. Whoopsie-daisy. He had multiple felonies, including armed robbery and murder. I repeat, murder. So his citizenship was revoked and law enforcement was carrying out the warrant for his arrest. Next one.
Jeez, this is some crazy stuff, man. This is some crazy stuff. And that's why, I said I wanted to check this out with you all because, man, is this stuff wild. Absolutely wild. The number of things that, I believe his name is Josh Howerton. Howerton. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm probably absolutely butchering it. But, yeah, matter of fact, let me throw him up on the screen. Let me double check, make sure this is actually his profile. Yeah, this is him. So shout out to Josh. This is his X account right here. Pause it if you need to. Oh, apparently he's a pastor. Wow. Okay, at Lake Point Church. Nice. Lake Point, Dallas, Texas. Shout out to Josh Howerton. Give him a follow real quick. There we go. Yes, sir. All right. So, yeah, like I said, pause it if you need to. Give him a follow. Let him know I sent you. All right? Let him know I sent you. But, yeah, man, this is just absolutely wild stuff to see and hear. And that's just one guy, right? Just sitting down and just rattling off over the course of that. I mean, that lasted 4.5 minutes right there. And how many things did he just debunk? I mean, just like that. I mean, a constant bombardment of just lies and BS, right? All to manipulate the American population, right? For power. That is it. That is all. Because Democrats know, right? Democrat politicians know and understand if they told the truth, they never win. They would never win. Ever. That's one of the things that's also mind-boggling to me, like how or why they continue on with these silly policies. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you all. I just thought it was super interesting just to listen to this guy rattle off. I mean, nonsense after nonsense after nonsense after nonsense and debunking every single one. And that's not all of them, right? That's not all of them. That is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a couple of them that I think I even talked about one that he didn't even speak about in this video because there's so many. So whenever you hear one of these stories out here, one of these tug on your heartstrings stories, pause for a moment and do some research because 9 times out of 10, probably 99% of the time, it's a BS lie. All right? Stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.